Yes, amazing. So, Serhii, welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the Building Business podcast. Thank you so much for joining me from afar this time, from the Czech Republic. And thank you for reaching out and speaking with me about AI and AI in companies. Um, before
Thank you,
we
Christian, for this opportunity. It's
definitely, of
interesting
course.
questions, and
It's a pleasure having you here. So what I would like to do before we dive into AI stuff and how AI is seeping in through all the companies and which tools are available, stuff like this, I would love to learn a bit about yourself and your company and how you got to where you are today.
okay. Um, I have 10 years experience at Amazon platform. I started in 2015. My first product was watermelon slicer. I launched it in 1 or 2 months and turned 3,000 of US dollars in 12,000 of US dollars. Then it was several different brands that I launched. Someone were I sold them, and I understood that I want to play on different level. And I joined biggest company I know that time at first product manager position. Then I moved to deputy CEO position. We sold garden hoses. We sold several different dog products. And after that story, it was 4 year story me running a business at CEO position at company named M. Rosenfeld. We sell hookah, sanitary products, and launch several supplements brands. And this year I joined other company that plays on even bigger level. We have 8,000 of SKUs all over the world. We sell on Amazon, on Shopify, and Walmart. So it's like team of 60 persons. United States, Canada, Europe, UK, and we are planning to launch also in Japan and in Emirates right now. And in all of these companies, I believe success was driven by data, by processes, obviously by team that maintains and executes these processes, and also utilizing AI. About ASIO or ISIO, how to pronounce it correctly?
Exio.
Exio. Yeah, we
Yeah.
Michael Rosenfeld first found this platform or AI, and it was really really cool because he started the goal of making all of AI tools live in our processes. So not just okay, use AI day by day, but you really need to utilize all these tools. And with Excel, it worked really really well. Excel, yeah, because one of the biggest struggles we had is sourcing processes, is finding new suppliers for new products. So for company like ours, the main question is always finding a reliable supplier to making all the quotation, to making all the document preparation, to talk to them right, yeah, to get the best terms. And no other AI tools could use Alibaba. So because Alibaba simply blocks it. And when you have AI from basically Alibaba and it's like one platform as Gemini and Google,
Mm.
it's like some cool stuff could happen.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So we're already moving a bit into AI in the workspaces. So it's no lie that just about everybody in an office these days use either like Claude or ChatGPT or something like this. Everybody use it, and there's no denying it. You just have to face the fact that all texts on LinkedIn is now written by AI, and no one is writing anything themselves anymore. Um, but a lot of these tools are LLMs, which is large language models, who the main goal is to you ask a question, and then it will source the data and try to respond the answer to you in a neat way. How do you find that working with Axio is different from using different AI tools that you use as well?
Yeah, great question. Thank you. I believe all these tools have different goals. And what I find specific difference with Axio is it just it just gives you a result. So you ask something and like research this Amazon niche, and it will gather basically from Amazon. I tried it last week and I noticed like new feature for me. It's about extension you could download and upload in Google Chrome, and it will work in your Chrome browser, basically like Cloud could do, but without all the limits. Okay, it's Amazon. I won't scan or search anything on Amazon because Amazon forbids us. So it gathers data from Amazon. It could gather data like ChatGPT from Google, from Reddit, and all other platforms. And it could give you pretty good report about niche, about what your customers are looking for, what are the cons or pros of this exact product, what is like market demand or seasonality of this niche. And yeah, I believe other tools also could do it. I know that Helium launched MCP for taking their data, taking their system. But I believe that the best work is really understanding better what are current market situation, what our competitors are doing, and this is what Excel could do for you. About Alibaba, I already said, so it's like
Yeah,
the only basically tool that could work directly, could even write messages like first a few messages with suppliers, and it basically like an agent that could work for you and your team, and you don't need to hire new sourcing manager. You just give him a tool, pay for it, and it but basically multiplies its ability and effectiveness to find you a supplier, to source a product, to get a quotation, to make a first steps of negotiations, to understand better what suppliers limits and what are your limits, and then to proceed in the next stage of like real video conversation with your supplier before ordering anything and signing a contract.
yeah, amazing. And I mean, I imagine that with the company you're working in, and is you have like a few, how many SKUs did you say you have?
Yeah, in current company it's about 8,000 of SKUs, so
Yeah,
it's
so there's a
parallel.
lot of products to handle basically. And I imagine, but correct me if I'm wrong, or put your own words to it, that working with 8,000 SKUs is both opportunities, but it's also one of the main headaches and the main problems is that you have so many SKUs to keep track of all the time, and to make sure you repeat by. Is what are some of the difficulties, the challenges you find in your specific line of work, working with sourcing and products like this?
Yeah, amazing question. So for me, its first main question is about demand forecasting, because in current company, niche is growing 100% each year. So the main problem is to order less that we could sell in the high season, and it's basically to see the future. And no AI tools for now could do it at exact mathematical precision that we really need, especially on this a number of SKUs. When you have, imagine, 8,000 of SKUs, you have some data of your actual sales for previous 24 months, you have any like forecasts, you have data like of which product ran out of stock, you have different seasonality for different groups of these products, and let's say lead time of your supplier is 5 to 7 months.
Mm.
So you need to think way ahead,
Yeah.
and if like seasonality is Q4, and for some companies Q4 is like 10x of other quarter or
Mm.
month, you need to order the stock to September to make sure you have enough stocks through the season. So you need to take into account your actual sales, your out of stock levels for previous, so to adjust it, how market is growing, your position, your current reviews, whether your supplier could maintain this level and the speed. So you need to find alternative suppliers to make sure you have enough compatibility and capacity to order everything and have this product for your customers. So it's like one big task and goal, and like real processes we have to maintain this level and maintain our growth opportunity. About
Yeah.
sourcing, basically 8,000 SKU is not like one day task. It's like several years of adding new colors, adding new sizes, and adding new products. So it's always about finding suppliers that could produce one or several categories for your target price,
Mm.
and respecting your minimum order quantity, respecting your terms. Yeah, because as I said, and yeah, and tools like this could help you a lot.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So imagine one of the if you don't nail the forecast, then you risk either not having enough stock and losing sales, or you end up binding too much capital to unsold stock.
Yeah, yeah, and it's much better. Not only capital, yeah, it's uh, storage fees, long-term
Yeah,
storage
yeah,
fees,
of course.
AWD storage fees,
Mm.
overage fees for not selling the product. So all these platforms they introduce so much of these fees, so you be effective, and it's like a cool task.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
so
amazing.
it's like other big question of supply and chain conversation, where the company needs to maintain different buffer levels on each stage. So not only have, okay, I have 2 or 4 months of stock on Amazon or anywhere in transit on your warehouse 3PL, but also you need to have buffer stock at supplier and buffer stock for sourcing materials for this supplier. So, and if we as a company didn't have achieved this conversation with supplier at right level, that we need to think about raw materials about our supplier, so he will buy it before it will prices go up, then we will fail at keep our margins. And I basically I believe when you ask Axio what are raw materials for this product, where could I find the prices of these raw materials, what are like index or market indicator for these raw materials, and it gives you real links where suppliers definitely buy this. It's like one of the step, and the second step is maybe be more vertically integrated. So order for your suppliers these raw materials and then choose whether your manufacturer or you choose alternative manufacturer and supplier for this season. Because the biggest problem for everyone is they have, I know a lot of sellers have only one supplier for their main product,
Yeah.
and they believe that it's enough.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Being stuck on a single supplier is. I mean, we value relationship and loyalty, of course, but if anything happens, and it could be whatever, or if you exceed what they can actually produce in sales, then you will be forever backlogged, and that's not good. So you need to be able to have some spread out across several suppliers.
Yeah.
Working with forecasting across multiple seasons, multiple months, maybe even up to a year of trying to look forward in what is the supply chain needs, what do we need in purchasing and stuff like this. Um, do you find that the AI tools of today or Axio is actually helping you with this?
Yeah, for this complex question, my answer is LLMs are really, really bad at numbers, and I believe it's like wrong method to just throw them the data and ask, okay, now calculate my forecast and order and take into account all my stock inventory levels, out of stock levels, my seasonality, everything like that. Don't make mistakes. Prepare a contract, send to supplier, and I won't even open it. So I believe it's the great way to just kill your business on any level you have. But how I approach to this question, it's about first asking LM to plan. So basically, I have this problem. Let's plan how to make it right. And then LM will say to you, okay, you need to gather data, you need to write, I don't know, Python script or Google Sheets formula or connect any ERP system, VMS, NetSuite, anything like that, and to solve this exact problem. Or it could be build Excel sheet with all the formulas you need. You just import the data, adjust coefficients, adjust different like how much the market will grow up, and for each of these different question of this complex formula, basically you need and you have to use AI and ask it, okay, I have this data, this market, this Google Trends, this SQP report from Amazon, this anything. Let's make a forecast how much market will grow. Let's make a forecast. Okay, here's competitor position. We have 50% of market. New competitors arrived. We have better prices, better reviews, better pictures. What do you think? Will our market share grow or don't? And for each of these exact questions, you open basically a new chat because we could talk about context, about our feelings, AI capabilities of maintaining focus on one question. You split these questions, you get this data, you get this result, then you put all this result in one chat where you plant or where you building a model. And when you have data you trust, data you verified, formula you verified, and it's right, yeah. So basically, I love to use PSI. It's purchase sales inventory system, where you have on one spreadsheet how many you ordered, how many you have right now, what your forecasted sales, and then it imitates your stock levels around the season, and you could see that okay, I have this month and this 1 month without stock, so I definitely need to order right now to maintain my forecasted sales. When you gather all this data and when you approach this complex question with right approach, I believe LLMs could be extremely helpful. And Axio with all the trends, with all the data, it have direct access. It could be better.
Yeah, so
For
so you actually no, keep going.
yeah, for like thinking tasks also.
Mm,
So it will ask questions. Yeah, so
yeah.
when you ask question, it's not clarified, it will ask you, okay, I didn't understand you, could you please provide full request, what are your historical data, what your desired forecast period is, like 3 months, 12 months, what the granularity of the data should be, daily, weekly, monthly. So it basically works with you. It's not like, okay, you got this question, I don't have enough context, let's reply anything.
So, as you're saying that LLMs, as of today, don't work perfectly with numbers. There are definitely room for improvement with them, and in the future, and it's something we see in some tools being developed specifically for this. But we will maybe see it in the future. So, but looking forward for you in your company, in your sourcing history, working, I think you're working a lot with Alibaba and different sourcing platforms around the world. Um, how would you like to see these AI tools as Axio or whatever tool it is we're working with develop, and which core features are important for you as of today, and what would be nice to have in the future?
Great question. So I believe I believe it's a question about responsibility. So when I hire someone and put him in our structure on any level, leader level, C level, or head level, the main stuff that I expect from him is he will perform well and he will be responsible of his basically zone. And that's where AI now struggles. So it's like I understand it's like higher level of abstract, but it's basically what I really need. Um, Currently, AI, AI agents, when performing right, when you gave them enough context, maybe prepared some skills documents or recorded some process, they could definitely outperform on different tasks like gather data, fill the table, fill the spreadsheet with supplier. You could ask Axio and it will perform really, really nice, faster than anyone I know. You will get like 40 suppliers in spreadsheet with all the numbers, addresses, maybe categorizing whether it's trade agency or it's manufacturer, direct factory. Um, but it will not made the work done like finding short list of supplier, finding the prices, negotiation with them several times, like on personal levels, and achieve that. Okay, I have this invoice with this product that I'm sure and I'm responsible that is like the best what we have on the market right now. So it's like different level of abstraction. For all the stuff like messaging suppliers, finding, for all operations, um, maybe not calling, but basically, there are AI to call, or you couldn't be 100% sure that I'm not AI. Yeah. So it's what I'm really expect what AI don't have right now. So it's like responsibility, like maybe other word you could help me to find.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for letting me pick your brain for about 20 25 minutes about AI integration in a company that sells thousands of different SKUs, and how you utilize those things. Thank you so much for taking the time, and I think it would be nice to do a follow up at some point and see how the AI tools are developing and how we are utilizing them as well. But for now, thank you so much for joining us and getting wiser and learn more about how you use AI tools in your company as of today.
Thank you, Christian. It was nice conversation. Thank you for your questions.